Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This time we're doing the guy version of the shadows that run alongside our car. So I'm super excited to see what the guy's vision or view is. I'm hoping to see how it all goes. We do know that the last episode, I believe we had the good ending, which is pretty interesting because it really didn't make sense that she was gonna survive that bite. Which is what I like about the game, because the game is very believable and plausible, because it's like those type of scenarios where it has a little bit of comedy, but it's very somber, very bittersweet, better said. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the guy version. I'm super excited to see how that goes, and then I'm actually gonna give you the full review in this video so that we can actually see how this works. So hopefully we get the good ending for this one. Hopefully not the bad, but well, maybe the bad would work. So gun it. Gotta put the pedal to the floor. The wheels screech as we pull out into the lane. The car swerves, but it doesn't really matter. There's no one else out here as far as the eye can see. The abandoned station shrinks behind us until it's gone, and then it's just us and the long road. The world outside the window passes by us in abstract, like the whole world's given up on having any meaning. We drive in silence. Okay, so she had lowered it. After a while, I hear the faint buzzing of the power window being rolled down. Sure that's a good idea? It's not like zombies are just gonna hurl themselves at a moving car. Fair enough. Well, that was a thrilling conversation. So I guess this is kind of strange being asking about 3 whole days, but what's your name anyway? Right, we never did introduce ourselves. So instead of naming her Emily, I'm actually gonna name her Eve, and you're gonna see why. Eve. Nice to officially meet you then, Eve. Names. And then we're gonna name him Adam, which I think is super cool because I was thinking, well, wait, is the end of the world story? Why don't we bring a little bit like controversial stuff or something, right? Yeah, let me fix that there. Go ahead and, okay, cool. Adam. Okay. The car shudders briefly as we rumble over a series of potholes, but then the road smooths again. The humming of the engine reminds me of a storm, burning far off on the horizon. Behind these occasional noises, we sit in silence. So, what were you doing before everything happened? Oh, well, that's the first time she actually started a conversation. Guess I'm not so intimidating after all. What was I doing? God, what was I? Whole lot of nothing. I bet that sounds super impressive, huh? Just a scruffy drifter. I'm not sure she wants to hear that. How did he approach this when I did the girl? Did we dodge the question, or he was trying to act cool, now that I remember. We're gonna try to dodge the question. You know, this and that. I'm not really settled into one thing in particular. What about you? This ride is yours, right? Yeah, well, sorry, something with my eye. It really is my dad's car, or was. Even when he was alive, though. I was the only one who ever drove it. Guess he didn't. Sorry, never mind. It's okay. The booze would have killed him eventually anyway. Okay, so sun's setting. Pretty quiet in here, huh? Surprisingly, not much noise at the end of the world. Do you think there's any radio stations left? I'd be pretty shocked if so. Reckon it couldn't hurt to look, though. Okay, so she goes ahead and she changes the fiddling. She's fiddling with the dial. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna find anything. Static comes in and out in waves. Even so often, the distortion gives an illusion of an actual sound. But then it goes right back to nothingness. Just then, though. Hang on a sec, go back down. I think I actually heard something. The noise phases in and out, then as something comes into auditory focus. Marachi music. Is that mariachi? I can't contain myself. The sound is unmistakable. Horns blur joylessly over the static in a sick fanfare, while a man's voice wails soulfully over it. I'm laughing so hard I nearly pissed myself. Eve's nearly there too. That was not what I was expecting. Who the hell's out there running this? Of all the music that would be left. Man. I sink back into the driver's seat, letting my mind drift to the music. This dissonance is almost comforting. As the fractured chords wash over me, I try to pretend that I'm lounging in a trunk bed somewhere, out in the sun mid-afternoon, shirt damp and dirty from a hard day's work. For a moment, I almost believe it. The music falls short for a few seconds before starting up again. Wait, isn't this the same song again? It's probably an endless loop. Because why wouldn't it be? Sure seems that way. Guess it's just the ghosts on the waves after all. The undead aren't exactly interested in DJing. What'd you think a zombie even listened to? Is death metal too obvious of an answer? Rob Zombie? Or maybe they're all into baby metal these days. I don't know, I think the Grateful Dead seems more apt. You know I've always wondered this, but what are they grateful exactly? Maybe they finally found themselves some peace? Peace, huh? Wish they'd let the rest of us have some. Ain't so bad right now, anyway. Well, except for that. I shake my hand at the radio controls. So, what are you into anyway? Music-wise, I really like Alanis Morissette. Top 40 hits, that sort of thing. You? And don't tell me it's baby metal. Will you judge me if I say I actually hadn't heard of them? No, that might be for the best. What do you listen to then? Most people look at me and expect me to be into the Stones or Marley or something, but, well, you'll probably actually judge me more for this. Try me. ABBA. Just as I stop, she starts laughing at my expense. It's a nice sound, though. I'm not gonna be poetic and say that doesn't sound like music or anything like that. Still, it's good to hear. Told you. No, it's fine. Their music's catchy. I mean, my parents listen to ABBA, but it's fun. Your parents? Yeesh. How old are you anyway? You seem a bit young for Alanis. How old do you think I am? Pretty sure there's no right answer to that question. Except for that one. I'm 22. Shit. God, that's so young. I was practically a kid. What was I doing when I was 22? Still wasting my life, I reckon. I wonder if she's even been to school. That young and the whole damn world's crashing down around her. Try not to make a face, but I can see my knuckles going white as my fingers grip harder into the wheel. This music kinda similar to ABBA, isn't it? All peppy and stuff? You should be happy to have it. That's sure an optimistic take on it. Alright, enough of you. Oh, thank God. That mariachi music is a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I reach down and turn the volume knob to a sharp left, and the radio blissfully goes silent. Farewell, wailing man. Now it's just us again. Did you ever expect things to end up this way? It's getting dark, huh? Okay, so she supposedly just dodged that question, which we didn't do in the last one. The sun sets so late in the summer. I don't want to say ignoring me, because I feel like that leads to the bad ending, but at the same time, I want to know the bad ending because I already know the good ending. She's gonna tell him. Dodging the question, are we? Wonder what she was into before this. Maybe she has always planned on the world drifting to hell in a handbasket. Smoked away her youth and wiled her way of time. No, that's me, ain't it? I'm a bit surprised we still have any light at all at this hour. Especially without the streetlights and all. It's like the sky's just saving it up. It's a bit like a dying fire. Kind of fitting for the end of the world. I want to see what happens. So you never really told me what it is that you do. I mean, it doesn't have to be a job or anything, but well, what do you like to do? Or what did you do before everything? Actually, I worked a lot. Didn't really have time for much other than that. We'll wake up, shower, go to work, have a lunch break, back to work, get off work, eat dinner, watch TV for a few minutes before passing out. And then the whole thing would start all over again in the morning. That's about it. I guess that'd be most people's story. It's tough out there. Was tough, probably tougher now. All kind of pointless in the end, isn't it? You work your damn tail off and everything goes to pot anyway. You just wonder why you didn't spend your time better, you know? Yeah, but I guess that doesn't matter either way. What about you? I'm sure you didn't spend all your time listening to ABBA. I used to travel a lot, looking for work and stuff. Suppose you could call me a bit of a nomad. That sure is lofty. That sounds really cliche. Not really. It sort of suits you. To tell the truth, I haven't really had much purpose in a while. I've just been getting by. When you can't find something to do, you sort of lose yourself. It gets to a pretty dark place. Got to the point I used to wish I could just take a vacation from life. I guess I got my wish, didn't I? Wishes never do come true the way you expect them to, huh? Yeah, monkey's paw. I don't think she's noticed, but I've been pressing her. She's just been pressing at her gut a lot. Wonder if she's still alright. Since I first ran into her, she's been in a rough way, and I'm not sure it's gotten much better. Probably should have looked for some more bags of that ginger stuff. Ask her if she's nauseous, which she did. Comment on her hand. I really don't wanna... Like, there's a part of me that wants to do the good side, but in this one, I'm gonna comment on her hand. I'm trying to do things different. You okay there? Point towards her stomach with the back of my hand. Yeah, it's gotten a little better, but I'm just exhausted. Which doesn't help things. You know how it is. I do, but Christ, I'm really not equipped for this. I know first aid, I can stitch up a cut, but gastric distress is a bit beyond me. Think we should stop and rest? No, like it or not, we'll be stopping soon anyway. Braking would just waste the gas. Right, the fuel. If everything wasn't so weird these days anyway, I'd call it suspicious that there was only a single tank's worth. Not much we can do about that, though. Onward it is, then. Do you ever wonder, like, why us? How did we make it this far? And is it really such a good thing that we're still alive? Didn't I used to? Honestly, I try not to think so hard about stuff like that. If I stopped to wonder what my own life was worth, it's a dangerous train of thought, I'll tell you that. If we're here, that's what matters. Despite it all, we're here and we're safe. The how and why of it is just garnish on the salad. No, I didn't believe it at first. I mean, we were really facing the apocalypse or whatever. So the first couple of months, I just kept working. Kept on like everything was fine, and then... Listen, you don't gotta answer me if you don't want, but your old man, what happened? My dad? So he needed more beer, right? Of course he did. He was a deadbeat alcoholic. But they wouldn't even let him in our nearby liquor store anymore, so he wandered off to another one. Just so happened that that part of town was infested. Took a while before I even noticed, since he wasn't really any different from usual. It's pretty pathetic, huh? So was my dad. And in the end, I wouldn't be doing much better. Great, now I feel like I want to puke. Hey, please don't say things like that, Eve. One of us has to keep this up. Oh my god! God damn it. I know that there's a good, but I don't want to let her be. I feel like that leads to the bad ending. And it is, so I'm just gonna, well, yeah, I'm not gonna be a creep about it. Cool. She's already tense enough. But they're here. Just remember that. Until that changes, there's still time. Things might never get any better. Be stupid too soon, they would. While we're still breathing, there's hope. That's pretty cheesy, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sorry about that. About your dad. I mean, even if you didn't get on with him, I bet it must be hard. Losing someone that close to you. Yeah, I guess. It all happened so fast. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I wouldn't worry too much. There's no wrong way to feel. I guess I'm almost privileged. No one I care about has been around in a long while. That was her white lie. I wonder if there's anyone else still out there. I wonder if they're stuck out here like this. Wonder if we'll ever know. Please don't give me the... Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I don't know why, but the air feels colder. Maybe it's time to roll up the window. Hey. She doesn't look good. So I just remembered something pretty funny. Nothing? She's bored of me already. A few weeks ago I was running down this alley, and I saw this old poster, right? Real beat up, weathered thing. But scribbled on the corner of it, what is she looking at? Is she even listening? Hey, are you sure you're feeling alright? God, please say something. Eve? She keeps starting forward at something and nothing. Besides the glow of the headlights on the empty road, it's pitch black outside. There isn't a thing to see. She hasn't fallen asleep. Her eyes are still open. The car gives a bit of a sputter. The garage is on empty. Actually, the warning light's been on a while. Eve? Shit, come on now. I pull to the side of the road. This rub bucket's on its last legs anyways. The engine cuts off with an appreciative sigh. Hey, talk to me. Do you need to puke or something? Eve? She says nothing and sits still as a statue. I'm not even sure she's breathing. Do I touch her? I start to reach out my hand just then. Oh, shit! She turns slowly to look at me. Her mouth hangs. Her eyes are completely empty. She stares at me, only lifeless, and leans in closer. I should have seen this coming. Holy shit! Oh my god! Holy shit! That was so wow! Oh my god, that was even worse than knowing. That was, oh my god, that was worse than her story. Well, I mean, I got the bad ending, but wow. Okay, so I achieved what I wanted to do in this episode, which is good, because then that means that I did what I needed to do, and I know the full sides. So in the last video that I did of this game, the girl is actually tells him, which is what we were trying to do. There's three endings. The first one is the good, which is that she's you know, and we did it on the girl's perspective, which is good, because I don't think it changes either perspective. It just gives more of an insight on what they're thinking about and what they're going through. So what I'm thinking here is, this game is so cool. It's so cool because when I was reading the good ending, and I'm like, I felt so bad for the girl, like my heart was breaking. And then I'm glad I did the girl first, because her story is centered along her, because she's the infected. Her dad infected her from and you'll find out why, like in the last video, and you see what she's going through, and it really is that it's focused on her, even if you look at different perspectives. But then in the good ending, it sort of gives like this feeling of hope. And it does leave you with the fact that he already knows, and it's already his decision. So he's not mad at her, he's not angry at her, he's not hurt. He already knows, and he's acceptable. And then we have this ending, which is the bad one. We got it through the guy, which I actually learned a little bit more about him, although not as much as I wanted to. And that's fine, because I knew that even as the girl's perspective, and as I was doing the guy's perspective, it was really all about her, and it's like everything was pointing to her direction, and just everything was connected there. So there is that, and then for the guy though, I'm looking at him, and it's so interesting that it does help that I already knew what she was gonna do, and I already knew her story, so it made me just want to see what would happen when the bad ending came up, and to see that this was the bad ending, and this one actually hurt, because it's like, oh my god, and you don't want to be that way towards her, because she's done nothing. Like the story is so well played out. I'm really impressed at how this game came out, and the art style was beautiful. It's super awesome, and I do like how everything is connected. The lights, the sets of day are like those transitions. They're super duper awesome. And I know there's a neutral ending, which does end that the car does break down and they're just left there, the both of them. But those two endings, like the good and the bad, I'm glad I did the way that I did it. And all in all, this game was completely amazing. I am so happy I got to play this game. It was amazing. Give it a comment to see what you guys thought of. I can't tell you how much this game has really touched my heart. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys go ahead and check it out. Put the link in the description. And yeah, thank you guys again. And I hope you guys enjoy this. This game really struck a chord with me. So till next time, guys. Bye, Muse. See you in the next video.